Plus, the understanding for me is this. And pay attention, you guys, especially you youngins. To be successful, it's not about being a boss. To run things, it's not about being a boss. It's about being a leader. A leader controls stuff versus the boss.
Being a leader is not necessarily.
No, but that's what I'm saying. No, what I'm saying.
Not being a boss.
Yeah, that's the point I'm getting at.
Yeah, I know.
Being a leader is not being a boss, because this is what you got to understand. You can say that this individual is the boss, but the guy that puppet masters the whole thing behind leads everything. Power of persuasion leads everything. So being a leader, you can direct and do stuff when you're not even the boss. You can have this person do A, B, and C because you lead. That's why if you know in some situations people say, hey, the lady of the house is really running the house. The man is looking at he's the boss, but everything he's doing, she's really puppet mastering everything. Whether she's, hey, honey, I think we should boom, 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 and make him think that he came up with that idea. And he like, yeah, we going, yeah, babe, that's a good idea. She's leading that whole show if you don't pay attention. You know what I'm saying? So what you guys got to understand is the power of persuasion. That's why I was going with the power of persuasion.
Yeah, I've been waiting.
Because people don't really understand that. And one of my favorite movies, hey, leave me alone. One of my favorite movies is the movie Inception.
It's a good movie. It's a good movie.
And part of the reason is because it dealt with the power of persuasion, planting the seed. Mm-hmm. Making a person even think that's something before, so when they wake up, they want to do something based off of the seed that you planted in.
Yep.
We got to have you kick there, so you make sure you get out of them dreams and be a survive. Y'all got to watch that if you haven't seen it. And that's with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Or is it the other dude?
No, it's Leonardo. Yeah. So anyway.
Yep.
Inception. So power of persuasion. What are your thoughts behind that? To me, it's deep. Think about that, you guys. If you really want to be a leader, stop thinking out like bossing up nonsense. Bosses don't mean jack. You got to be a leader. You got to know how to persuade people. You ain't always got to be the person at the end of the day doing the action. You got to be the person that controls the action.
So I think you have to have perspective, right? To have the proper.
Somebody like gunshot with guitar.
To have sort of the power of persuasion, so to speak. I just think it's getting people to understand your perspective on something and agreeing to that perspective, right? So they might see something one way, but then trying to get them to see get to see it another way.
That's powerful.
Right? That is powerful.
Not even trying to. When you achieve it. That's
right?
the power.
But here's the thing. The power lies in whether they agree with you or not. You've made such a good case that they're like, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you get them to concede, even if they don't want to.
So that's the thing.
Powerful.
So it's
power.
It's if you can in a leadership position, whether it be at work or in a business or in your household and stuff like that, being able to discuss the situation and get everybody on the same page. That's leadership. Not necessarily being a boss.
Before you go further, I just want to make sure people understand that. Understand, once again, power of persuasion. Like Steve said, they don't have to agree with what you are saying. They might, no matter what, do not agree with it. They might not agree with that at any point. But did they concede and turn around and be like, all right, that's powerful. If a person can be like, man, I ain't even, but you know what, okay. You persuaded them to actually go against what they even think is right.
Yeah,
That's
know
power.
what? It's not necessarily like it. Even then, it's not necessarily that you're going against what you thought was right. It's a case was made to where you might say, okay, I can see your point of view. Let's try, right? So like that is, and then you have to be, that's kind of being a leader, but not necessarily being a boss. A boss could just be like, this is how it's going to be done and get it done.
Yeah.
And then now the morale,
That's that old bullying nonsense.
The morale of the people who are under you is bad versus allowing people to give their input.
It's
and
about
then
the morale.
You come together. Even if I feel strongly about doing it one way, I can understand if you're saying to me that you truly understand where I'm coming from, but you think you took that into account when you made your decision, then I'm like, all right, then let's try it. That's it. And that's where the persuasion comes in. So
We rockin' now, baby.